Hello guys, so this video is about doing chain rule problems with an e in them. So let's start with something we know. We know how to do a chain rule with natural log of x. Like if we have ln of x, we take the derivative. We know the derivative is 1 over x. If we have ln of 3x plus 5, the derivative is 1 over 3x plus 5 times the derivative of the inside, the part in parentheses, which is 3. So 3 over 3x plus 5. Okay, so that's ln. Now the question then becomes, what about e? So, well, let's go back. So what if I have to differentiate? Just plain old y equals e to the x. Well, you're not a chump, so you know the derivative of that is just e to the x. Great. But what if we have something else? So what if we have y equals e to the 4x? Okay, so what we're going to do is the same thing I did up above, right? So when I do the chain rule on something like this, I take the derivative of the ln, the outer part first, and then I multiply by the derivative of the inside in parentheses, and that's how we get the 3. I'm going to do the same thing here. This is like e to the power of 4x. So when I take the derivative, like the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. So I'm going to start with e to the 4x, and then I'm going to multiply by the derivative of 4. Also note, of course, I can bring on front as 4e to the 4x. And the same thing works if I have, say, an exponent, right? So say I have e to the, I don't know, like 3x squared. Well, when I take the derivative, I start with that same thing. So e to the 3x squared, derivative of e to the x to the e to the x. But then by the chain rule, the 3x squared, the exponent, that's what's in parentheses. So I'll multiply by that. I multiply by 6x. So I could bring that in front. I usually do. So it's 6x times e to the 3x squared. Okay, so that's what you'll do if you have e to a power and you're trying to take the derivative using the chain rule. So even if you have something that's like a little more complicated, so for example, let's say we have e to the power of sine of, I don't know, like x cubed minus 7. So when I take the derivative of that, well, I'm going to start with the e to the stuff, right? Derivative of e to the stuff is e to the stuff, so e to the sine of x cubed minus 7 times, okay, and then all in parentheses, I have to take the derivative of, I need to leave myself more space, the derivative of sine of x cubed minus 7. So then I'll just proceed from there. So the derivative of sine of x cubed minus 7 is cosine of x cubed minus 7 times the derivative of that, which is 3x squared. Okay, so that's my derivative. So again, just in general, if you have y equals e to the stuff, the derivative of that is still e to the stuff as you'd expect, and then by the chain rule, you multiply by the derivative of that stuff on the inside, the stuff prime. Okay, hope that helps. See you guys soon.